Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Wu-Tang Clan, the final chamber comes back home. An encore, Killer Bees, swarming on new locations with special guests, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Get tickets now at thewutangclan.com.
Last week, we watched Black Cauldron.
And this week we watched A Fistful of Dollars.
The connection is that both movies do not feature a dog. Howdy there, folks, and welcome to the podcast. This week we're traveling off to the wicked Wild West, where many a film has taken place. But this film doesn't feature a dog. I'm joined, of course, by my co-host, and the toughest, roughest cowboy around, Sandro.
It's a me, Sandro!
I'm not sure I'm familiar with where you're from, sir.
I'm from Italy, and I'm in the West.
Well, I think there's no further explanation needed. That explained everything perfectly. Because this town might be big enough for an Italian man.
What's that supposed to mean?
And a regular-ass cowboy man. But it ain't big enough for dogs, because there's no dogs. This movie did not feature a dog. That was the connection.
Yeah, that, so when we wrapped recording last week, because I did Black Cauldron. My connection to get into Black Cauldron was a dog, but the dog in Black Cauldron is not a dog. And then
Well, it is a dog.
Well, kinda, maybe.
But it isn't a dog.
And so then your connection to get out of Black Cauldron was a bunch of movies that did not feature a dog. This one being one of them, A Fistful of Dollars.
Yes.
But then when we wrapped recording, you double checked, and for some reason you thought that there was a dog in this.
Yeah, because the first time I checked, I spent 20. I spent a while on each movie making sure that they did not have a dog.
Yeah.
And for A Fistful of Dollars, I looked up and I went on to Does the Dog Die?
It's a good, yeah.
Because that's a good site to indicate if there is a dog.
Yeah.
Is if it dies in the movie, right?
They'll tell you about it, definitely.
And it said there was no dog.
Yep.
And I was like, and Google told me there wasn't a dog, so I was like, there's no dog. But then when I wrapped up the recording, I just Googled it, and the Google AI said, yes, there is a dog. And I went, fuck, there's a dog, no!
Yeah, but the Google AI is wrong all the time.
It's very bad, which is why the first time I checked, I didn't go off what it said. I went and researched to make sure it didn't have a dog.
Yeah.
But because we had just finished recording, and I was tired, and it was late, and I was going to go to bed, I didn't look into it further. I just went, shit, I fucked up, there's a dog.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, there's no dog.
There's no dog in this movie. I know where the dog is from. We'll get to that later, but
my connection's not a stretch.
That's right.
Woo!
Yeah, good work with your connection, Zach.
I fucking did it.
I'm doing an Italian accent because this is a spaghetti western, if you didn't know that. I was today years old when I realized spaghetti western meant a western made by Italians. Because that's what this is.
Oh.
I didn't know that's what it meant. Well, specifically by Europe, is what a spaghetti western is. It could be anyone
Yeah.
from Europe, but most of them are Italian or Spanish, and this is an Italian film. So
That sounds racist, almost, if you think about it.
I get. I always thought that spaghetti western was like the style of music that's from these movies. That's what I thought it was, but no, I was entirely incorrect.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Anyway, Zach, last week you pulled out a card.
I did. I pulled out the Trilogy card.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's the card about trilogies. It's the Trilogy card. It's a card.
Oh, it's a card. But it's not a real card. It's a card in our brain. We should make it a real card. That'd be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
That'd be
no,
good.
it's just a thing where we could go like, I am going to do 3 movies in a row that are in a trilogy.
Yeah.
And because I've used it, I give it to Sandro, and now he has the power of the Trilogy card.
And I can use it once this trilogy is over. So in 2 weeks, I'm putting it in my pocket.
That's
my
true.
imaginary pocket.
And as you pointed out to me last week, I think if you could only really use it directly after this trilogy if you wanted to use it, because then we're going to go into a couple of our own months where we do our own movies.
Yep, I'm not going to have a chance to use it until August.
And I said that would be really funny. I said it would be really funny if we did 2 trilogies back to back.
Well, I'm putting something together. We'll see what happens. I'm putting together some ideas.
I think for my month, I'll just also do a trilogy if that happens.
Funny. That's very funny if you do that. I think that's great. I think that'd be good. But Zach, yes, you chose to do the Man with No Name trilogy, also known as the Dollars trilogy, also known as Clint Eastwood's cowboy trilogy movies of trilogy.
Yeah, also known as the other movies aside from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, the other 2.
Yeah.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly trilogy. But not the trilogy of Good, Bad, and Ugly, a trilogy of 3 movies, and one of them is Good, the Bad, and the... that's the last one. We'll do that one last. But it's also not really a trilogy, but it also is a trilogy. It's not a trilogy because there isn't a story throughout all of them, but he kind of plays the same character in that he plays someone who doesn't have a name. So maybe he isn't, maybe he is the same character, up to interpretation. But what do we start off with? A Fistful of Dollars, and Zach, you chose this. First, what did you think it was going to be? What did you think coming out of it?
I thought it was going to be a Western.
Wow, yeah, okay.
And coming out of it, I'm pretty sure it was.
No, Zach, it was a spaghetti Western, so you're incorrect there. You're being racist, actually, by saying that you thought it was going to be an American Western, and then you thought it was, because it's not.
Well, it featured an American, and America is basically the world, so, you know. No, it was good. I liked it a lot. I did keep an eye out throughout to see if there was a dog, and there was no dogs.
No, me too.
And I think that enhanced the movie experience because I was really locked in, you know? And then I wasn't sure what to expect, actually. Because I knew it was going to be a Western, but I was like, I don't know how this is actually going to play out.
Yeah, okay.
If it was going to be a bit more straight cut, I was probably expecting something a bit like more straightforward. That was like, guy shows up, guy fights some people, guy does it. And I was pleasantly surprised. The plot was a bit more like interesting and convoluted in a way that I liked a lot. I was like, oh, this was way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, we've done a lot of Westerns on the podcast. Original True Grit. Butch
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, that one's really good.
That one's probably the best. One of the best movies we've ever watched on the show.
I agree. Yeah. But that's also definitely probably the best Western, because most of the Westerns that we do are kind of boring.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. I liked True Grit, but it was kind of the original.
Yeah.
Not the remake. But it was kind of boring.
Well, that's what I was expecting. I think I was expecting something a bit more like True Grit, where it's just kind of like a linear adventure. And
they ride place and do thing and ride place. Go somewhere else.
I liked it. I liked the linear aspect of it. I'm like,
it worked.
It was very clean. It didn't, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't, thing. It was just like a little adventure, and you can follow along, and it's a bit chill, and you don't need to turn on your brain. You can just kind of chill.
well, that's not what you got.
In this one, it's like, holy shit, he's playing both sides. He's doing this and this, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. What is he doing? Oh, he was doing this the whole time. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then the ending, I'm like, oh my god.
It's so, like, and we'll talk about the behind the scenes in a bit, because there's a lot to go through with this one.
Really?
But this, it is directed by Sergio Leone, mostly Italian crew, and it's that same thing as, like Starship Troopers, RoboCop, where it's another country trying to make an American movie. And so it just has way more layers than it would be if this was, like a True Grit or a fucking Crossfire Trail, whatever that one was he watched.
That's interesting. It's interesting that it wasn't made by an American. It makes more sense now because, the main plot line didn't seem like you got that American, like, gung-ho, like, whatever. No, it felt a bit more real,
It's very, like, Shades of Grey, which you wouldn't get, really, at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was expecting more Hollywood, is the word I'm looking for, right? Where you get that sort of Hollywood mannerisms and other things and tropes and other things. And that didn't come through, and that surprised me.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, And
it'll be interesting as well with the trilogy, because they all, they were all made back to back, but the budget goes up substantially in between every movie. It basically, like, almost doubles, maybe even triples in between every movie. This one's really low budget, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the next ones.
And you could kind of see where the low budget hurts it. I think at the beginning it starts off a bit weaker because of the low budget. Like,
yeah, maybe
there's just not a lot going on. I don't think it hurts the film, but it's like you could have probably had like more people just milling about, like extras and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
but like that doesn't hurt the film because by it feeling more like an abandoned town, that sort of adds to it as well. So it could go either way,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you liked it. I also I haven't seen any of these. You haven't either, right? You haven't seen any of this.
No, I haven't seen any of these.
I've always wanted to, but I've never actually sat down to watch them. So I'm excited to go through all of them.
I only, as of like being in this podcast, learned that The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly had movies beforehand, right?
Yeah. Not many people know that, yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, I would say.
That's true. Well, they are all, like, you can watch any of them without watching the others. But,
yeah.
To be real film bros, we have to do the whole trilogy, obviously.
Oh, obviously. And I'm glad we're doing them, because, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't... as I said, I had some expectations, but I didn't really know. And I was like, I really liked the, like, twists and turns. It didn't...
Yeah.
I don't know. The stereotype of a Western in my head was not this.
Yeah.
And so it was like a mystery. It was like this had more mystery in it than the fucking Mouse Detective, the Great Mouse Detective
That's true.
movie.
It did. It did have more mystery in it than that. That's true. It also had more action than Black Cauldron.
Well, Black Cauldron didn't state on the tin that it was going to be action-packed, all right?
That's true. That's true.
Like, this one does say on the tin you're going to get a bit of Western action. And you know what?
True.
You get a bit of Western action.
That's fair. Cool. Yeah, well, I went into this knowing that, like, I knew some of the behind the scenes in the terms of, like, it's Italian Western stuff, so it's not like an American crew, and I knew that going into it, but I didn't really know anything. I knew that this was, like, considered the worst one, so I kind of went into this one being like, this one's gonna be fine, and then the others will be good. But no, I loved this. This was a great time. This is really good.
Yeah, which is crazy because that means, like, with the budget increases,
yeah,
it's got to get only better, which is going to be like, no wonder everybody remembers The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly if that's, like, the good one, right? I'm like, oh.
If it starts off from here, what the hell's going to happen?
So now I'm going to be too hyped for the second one, and it's going to disappoint me.
Yeah.
And then that's going to lower my expectations perfectly for the good and bad and the ugly.
Exactly.
To smash those low expectations.
No, definitely. No, I thought it was great. I really like everything about, like, the music's fucking great. It's the way it's shot is so cool. So many, like, long shots. It's great. The acting's really good considering that it's an Italian movie, so it's all dubbed over. It's still really good. I don't know if you noticed that while watching it. Were you like, no one's mouths are matching what's going on?
I definitely noticed it in parts. I didn't notice all the time. I wasn't really paying attention to it. I definitely know, like, a lot of the reviews, like, were like, man, the dubbing was bad. Man, that makes it a bad movie. Fuck you.
Well, the dubbing's bad because Clint Eastwood was the only person who could talk English. And, some of the others could, but it wasn't their first language, and so they would make mistakes that you then fix in the dub. So it doesn't match what they said.
I thought it was like I don't know. I might have thought at the time that it was just a weird editing thing on my version of it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely noticed it in a few spots. But really, I wasn't. I actually was not paying attention. And if you had asked me, I would have been like, oh, I guess. Yeah, I saw it. So.
Yeah. I think it's something that, like, they hide it well. And I think they hide it well because, this is a very... No one talks a lot during this. There is a lot of talking, but it's more like the visual language is what you're paying attention to.
Yeah, there's a lot of silence between scenes. Like there are long stretches of this film where people are like walking around or squinting at people while smoking, you know?
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that. But there's also some shooting too.
There's a lot of shooting. This was probably, might not be 100% correct on this, but this and the other trilogies were probably the most violent Westerns ever at this point. This is incredibly violent to the point where people at the time were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is so violent.
Yeah. The scene near the end is like, holy crap. You know, that is very violent, you know. But that goes into the sort of Italian-esque of it, you know.
That's true, yeah.
Because we watch a lot of Italian slashers on the show. We like a good slasher, but they're not afraid to pull punches, you know.
They're not.
Hollywood, they got to be all cushy. We gotta pander to the poor American audience. They can't see any real blood. You can't be scared them. The poor little Americans will have nightmares. Meanwhile, you're Italian. Mamma mia, let's beat the shit out of him.
Let's blow up her grandma's face.
I can't do that accent. I'm so sorry.
Let's melt it off. How about if we do a close-up of razor blade to eyeball? I don't know why I went Russian, but I did. That's a movie we watched on Patreon, I think.
Yeah.
For real.
That was sick.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. Because it's Italian, it's so much more violent than American Westerns. I didn't even think about that.
Well, it's just they're just not pulling their punches, you know?
That's right.
Like, yeah, let's go for it.
I think because, like, it's directed by Sergio Leone, who went on to he did this trilogy, and then he did two other really, really popular movies. Once Upon a Time in the West, and then Once Upon a Time in America. But he like, wanted to make it feel more, like, realistic and not really fantasized the West. Does that mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you would want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like, most of it looks like it was a bad time for most people involved, you know?
I mean, and it probably was. So.
Yeah. And I like that. I think that's what these movies really need is, like...
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we see this cool hero and he's doing cool hero stuff, but it's in a shithole.
Yeah. And he also isn't really a hero at the same time, too. Like, he is. He does some heroic stuff, but this guy also kind of sucks a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we'll get into that, you know?
We will. But, I think there's not much... I think Clint Eastwood's good as well. It's his first lead role. I think he owns it immediately. As soon as he shows up in the first scene, you're like, oh, yeah, here we go. Here he is. Here's the cowboy man.
Yeah. You could tell that, he was going to be the star of the show for a bit,
Yeah, he's good.
Well, as soon as he squinted on the screen, I'm like, oh, yep, I'm going to have to get used to that,
Yeah. And one other thing I was having an eye out for while watching this was for, this is, not only is it a Western, but it's also an Italian Western. Set on, the border, I guess, of America and Mexico. So the first thing I was looking out for was, is there any brownface? And I don't know if there was. I don't know if there was, but I know that there is in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So we'll see. But I don't know about this one. But I'm sure that these movies are a little bit racist. They are from the 60s, and it's gonna happen. We're gonna have to talk about it at some point.
Yeah.
It's the 60s. You just kind of have to. It's a shame that you do kind of have to just be like, you know what? That's what they did. It's fucked. But,
Whoopsie daisies.
Well. At least it's better than them doing it in the 80s or now.
Yep. Good thing that doesn't happen anymore. Nobody does it.
Definitely not in Alan Quartermain.
Ooh.
Check that episode out.
Ooh.
Okay. I want to talk about the behind the scenes because it is very interesting.
Yeah.
This movie got sued by...
Whoa!
So there is a movie called Yojimbo by Akira Kurosawa, who directed a bunch of samurai films. We've watched Rashomon on the podcast. He made a movie called Yojimbo, which is just this. It's the same thing. Not to go too much into spoilers, but there is a Ronin goes to a town. There is 2 crime families, and he's like, I'm gonna make you guys destroy each other. That's pretty much the plot of this.
Yep.
This movie is, and everyone behind the scenes has admitted it, they saw that movie and went, what if we made a Western? But here's the thing, Zach. That movie was Kurosawa trying to make a Japanese Western.
Yeah, what a weird situation.
So the movie he made was like his take on a Western, and then the Italians took the Japanese take on a Western, and then made an Italian take on a Western, which was like a more realistic American Western. It's very interesting. But yeah, he basically was like, I saw Fistful of Dollars and it was good, but that's my movie, so pay me. And then they paid him 15% of the revenue, and that was a lot of money because this movie did very well. So,
yeah. Honestly, sounds like a pretty good outcome.
Yeah, and I think that, he liked the movie. He's just like, hey, come on, credit me. What are you doing?
Yeah. Guys, you stole the fucking script. Like, great movie.
Yeah.
Because it was my movie.
Yeah.
So I know it's fucking good.
But his movie is also based off a book as well. But he didn't credit in his movie. So it's a whole thing.
That's crazy. That's very funny that it's like, I stole the Western tropes and the story from this book and then made a movie, and then you guys watched this movie and then copied me, and then
yeah.
So now pay me.
It's very funny, but I don't think there's any bad blood between the 2 movies once the court thing settled. So you know what? Why not? I think it's cool. But that's a very fun behind the scenes thing. I want to watch Kurosawa's version as well. I want to watch there's a lot of Kurosawa that I want to watch, but that's one that I really want to watch too.
In the reviews for this movie, it was mentioned a lot.
Yeah, I bet it was.
The other movie, right? I didn't realize why it was mentioned a lot.
Yep.
I was like, oh, this samurai film looks very similar, must follow a similar plot line. And I see that, lone samurai. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. Not realizing, of course, that, it copies it completely. Wow.
Yep, it does. So, anyway, the next 2 movies, though, are completely original. So that's... the next 2 films are written by the director and a bunch of other people. So they are actually original ideas, but this one is kind of a remake. I don't think there's much else to really say in non-spoilers. Should we move on over? Oh, what do you think of the music?
Oh, yeah. Music was alright. Music was pretty good. I liked it a lot. I think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly has the most iconic music. So I think with the increased budget, that's one of the things where it's like we can really get, some good stuff rolling now that we have the money, right?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I don't know.
That's a very fair point, actually. I think that there's maybe 3 songs in this that just kind of get repeated a lot of the time, but
Yeah.
I still liked it. I thought it sounded great.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that the music's good enough that it goes back in the mind and it sets the scene pretty well. But it didn't stand out to me too crazy at this time.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. I personally loved it, and I'm very excited to see where it goes from here with more budget, but I thought it was great. I thought it carried a bunch of scenes as well. But maybe that was just the sound design.
I think, yeah. I think it was good in the scenes and it enhanced the scenes, But I wasn't humming the tune,
That's fair.
Afterwards.
Especially compared to what's coming up in 2 movies' time. I think we all know what that is.
Well, here's the thing, right? I was humming the tune from the 3rd movie at work of a movie that I have not seen because I watched this movie, right? So, I think the problem is the music's going to be too good in the next movie, so it's overshadowing this movie at the moment. Is my problem.
That's fair. That's very fair. All right, let's rate it then, and we can get into some taglines. Oldie or a goodie from you, Zach?
Oldie or a goodie? I was gonna ask you, Sandro. Is this an oldie or a baddie or an uggy?
That's pretty funny. A goodie or a baddie or an uggo? That's rude.
An uggy.
An uggy. This is definitely a goodie from me. I love this. This is great. This is so good. I didn't know. I thought that this was going to be fine. And then I got 20 minutes in and I was like, what the fuck? It's also very funny. I want to point that out as well. This movie is hilarious.
This movie is a little tongue-in-cheek, a little more than I expected. But it's playing it very straight-laced as well.
Yeah.
So the tongue-in-cheek things are very left field. It almost feels like, even though it does it quite a bit. I was surprised,
Yeah.
I guess I can't spoil it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a goodie.
Hell yeah.
Definitely goodie for me.
Exciting.
And I'll say Clint Eastwood, he's kind of a baddie. Just saying.
What do you mean? What do you mean? As someone who's not with the kids, what do you mean by that?
I mean his morals seem rather grey. Of course.
Oh, grey morals. Yeah. No, for sure, I get that.
And he's hot.
That's true. He was then, he is now.
Yeah, he's only grown better with age. Like fine wine.
Hell yeah. What a career he's had. He started acting. This is his first lead role with one of the best directors ever, who made a couple movies. Great director. He was like, I'm going to learn from you, Mr. Director, while making these movies. Then I'm going to go and become one of the best directors. And then he went off and he became one of the best directors. How about that? What a career. Wild stuff. Okay, let's do some taglines. There is quite a few here. This is the man with no name. Danger fits him like a glove.
That voice does not work at all with that.
Terrible voice.
This is a good review, a good tagline. Say it. I got distracted by your voice though. Say it again.
This is the man with no name. Danger fits him like a glove.
I like it. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Can you do the voice again, please?
I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't right though. A town where everyone is rich or dead.
That is a quote from the movie, though. I'm gonna give it a shaky side thumb because I feel like they're not the first one was cool, Danger But A Goodie. This one's just a bit lazy,
Yeah, that's fair. In his own way, he is perhaps the most dangerous man who ever lived.
Whoa! In his own way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I'll give it another shaky. I'm not sure what it means.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, this one's very long, but it's also basically 4 taglines put together. So I want you to rate the whole thing and then also all of the individual parts as well.
Yeah.
This short cigar belongs to a man with no name. This long gun belongs to a man with no name. This poncho belongs to a man with no name. He's gonna trigger a whole new style and adventure. So dumb. Such a dumb tagline.
No. Actually, that tagline is ahead of its time because it's essentially a rate this guy's fit meme.
That's true.
But a tagline, from the 60s, right? So really, it's really before its time. So I'm going to give this a thumbs down from then, but a thumbs up for now.
You know what? You just said this movie's from the 60s. I forgot it was from the 60s. I was watching it and I'm like, surely this is more. No, it is from the. That's aged so well aside from
Isn't
the
it
potential
64?
racism.
I hope it is.
Yeah, 1964.
Yeah. It's crazy.
How about that? I forgot it was from the 60s. That's wild.
Yeah. So it's extra impressive.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to simplify and secure bill pay. That's proven financial infrastructure built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. Visit Bill.com/proven for a special offer.
Wu-Tang Clan, the final chamber comes back home. An encore, Killer Bees, swarming on new locations with special guests, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Get tickets now at thewutangclan.com.
Well, yeehaw! Do you know what happens when 2 American TV stations make 2 X-Men spin-off TV shows in the exact same year? Sandro and Zach have got to see which one's better. This month over at patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie Pod. It is a bonus battle unlike any other. It is of TV shows. They haven't done that before. They haven't scraped the bottom of the TV show barrel, and they're doing that now over at Patreon. Here's a clip. Hello, and welcome to a bonus battle. Whoa, ba-ba,
Wow. You're really unenthusiastic today. What's with the intro, Sandro?
Oh, because it's a bonus battle of TV shows, so we don't have the budget of a movie, unfortunately. Don't have the budget of a movie.
Hey, boom, boom.
Only one TV show will survive. Which one is it? Find out over at patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie Pod. You can also get the entire X-Men series up there as well. Oh, they're ending it next month. Oh, there's still New Mutants after Dark Phoenix. Never mind. And 2 months. Patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie Pod. Get those ad-free episodes as well, so you don't have to hear me phone in another ad again. I'm getting a little bit burnt out, listener. I've been doing these ads for a while, and I'm really running out of ideas. So hopefully email in suggestions of things for me to say. I'm an American. Patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie Pod. Okay, we're going to spoil the movie now. Watch out. Now, Zach, this movie, just before we jump into the plot, I need to... throughout the non-spoilers, you kept hinting that the main character has grey morals. He's a bit morally grey. He's not good or bad.
Or ugly.
That's true. I compared him a lot to Geralt, the Witcher, while watching this.
Yes.
He's doing it for the money.
Geralt definitely has, inspirations from this sort of...
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not... these movies particularly, but the Western style. Geralt's definitely a fantasy Western where he's the sort of cowboy of fantasy.
Specifically, I guess this style of Western where it's he's not a good guy or a bad guy, he's just kind of a guy.
Yeah. This one's particularly similar to that sort of thing because it also has the not only is he not black and white, the characters he interacts with are also not black and white. It's got a complicated story and, things go awry and not always to plan, It's cool in that way.
But, Zach, here's the thing, though. This movie is made by Italians, so, it was released in Italy, and everyone was like, whoa, what a... They actually didn't like it. At the time. Oh. Americans also didn't really like it at the time, but people like it now. I think the Italians were like, this is a boring Western. We don't like Westerns, we're Italians. And then the Americans were like, the fuck, he's a bad guy and it's too violent.
Yep.
So, but yeah, eventually it got quite a good reception. But Zach, this was broadcasted on the TV about 10 years after it came out. And, broadcasted to the American public, you can't have the main character be a guy who isn't a good guy or a bad guy. You can't have that, can you?
No, absolutely not.
So what they did is they wrote and directed their own prequel.
Oh!
Their own short 4-minute prequel, Zach, where it's revealed that Clint Eastwood was actually hired by the U.S. official man. He was hired to go in and clean up the town. So that's why he does everything, because he's working for the U.S. government or something.
That's a pile of trash. That's bullshit. That's fucking garbage. Fuck off.
It's available on some of the Blu-rays as like a joke that they made this thing. It's not a joke. They made it sincerely, but
yeah.
I think Clint Eastwood like refused to be in it, so all of the shots of him are just like archival footage of him staring blankly at a camera.
That's so funny. Wow, that's so dumb. Why?
Zach, it's very important information that he went to this town because he was hired by the cops or something.
Everybody loves the US government. It's so good. Everybody should love them, and this is a reason why.
That is hilarious. Anyway, the plot of this movie is a lot of like, and then this happened, and then this happened. So I don't know if we'll go through it all beat by beat, but there is a lot to talk about here. What is the setting, Zach? What's going on here?
It's a Western film.
Right, gotcha. I didn't pick up on that watching it actually.
Yeah. It's a bit subtle.
Yeah.
It's very subtly implied.
Yeah.
You might think this is a samurai film, but actually this is a Western. And as it so happens,
I actually thought that it was a war movie. I was like, is this a war movie?
Yeah. No. This isn't an Eastern. This is a Western.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, as it so happens, the Western happens in the West. Specifically the Wiki Wild Wild West.
With the robot spiders?
Not in this movie, because they didn't have the budget, but I'm sure in the next couple of movies, because the budget goes up, we'll get some CGI giants mechanical spiders.
And as we know, all Westerns take place in the Western cinematic universe, so even like Cowboys and Aliens, that takes place in this world. That's happening at the same time as this.
You didn't see it, but they actually made a 4-minute clip before this movie where he kills a bunch of aliens.
And Daniel Craig's there, and he's like, I'm a kid right now, but in the future, I'm killing those aliens as well.
And Will Smith is there, and he's like, I work for the US government.
Yep. And then he shows his butt to everyone.
Yeah!
Just like in the movie.
Wiki Wild Wild West.
I still don't believe we watched that. I don't remember. I'm going to have to re-listen to that episode.
I still can't believe we haven't rewatched it. You know? What a great movie. Clint Eastwood, he's in the West.
Yeah.
And he comes across a town.
Oh.
A dusty old town, an outback town. Your classic sort of town. I liked the vibe of this town.
Yeah.
It's your classic, like, Wild West town where it's fucking abandoned. There's a few people, but like... in this movie, it's pointed out this town's particularly fucked. You know, Clint Eastwood comes in, he literally tells the guy, I have never seen a town that's so fucking abandoned, you know? It's so fucking dead.
It's because, like, and we see the town, like, crier, I don't really know what you'd call him, but he's like, this is a town where you either get rich or you die.
A bell ringer.
Bell ringer,
that's what they call him.
Yeah.
But he's kind of kooky. He's kind of a little cray-cray.
That's true.
He tries to like sell stuff to Clint as he walks in. But Clint's too busy looking around because he sees some evil stuff happening. He sees, as soon as he comes in, he sees a child try and climb into a window.
Yeah.
And then once I don't know why this child's climbing in here. I'm sure that won't be explained later on in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And then he gets kicked out by a bunch of big, burly, evil cowboy bandit boys.
As soon as that guy, I think his name is Chico, as soon as he was on screen, I was like,
yeah,
is this a joke? He looks like he's a joke character, like a parody of a Western as soon as he showed up. And I think that kind of was his vibe, so that's good.
In a way, yes, but I think the reason you think that is because every parody of a Western parodies that character.
That's true, actually, yeah. So it's kind of like a mixture of both. It's like self-aware and silly, but also has been parodied to become more silly.
Absolutely. And so you see the big brute boy, he comes over and beats the dad of this child for letting the child in. And Clint Eastwood's, he's sitting there, and you know what he does? He squints.
And I wrote down, oh, he's going to kill that bad guy and kiss that woman. That's what he's going to do in this movie. That's what he's going to do. Got that wrong.
Well,
I think he would have.
Kind of half, right?
Yeah.
You know?
He did kill the guy, at least. I think he would have gone full Witcher if she wasn't married. And that was her kid. Spoilers, that's her kid. And the
Yeah.
she's being held prisoner.
Yeah. She's being held prisoner by another guy who was like, your husband cheated in poker, even though he definitely didn't. Now I'm going to take his wife.
Yeah.
And hold her hostage, which is, some would say, kind of fucked up.
That's true. It's because he watched Star Wars and he was like, I want to win something in a game of poker, just like how Han Solo won the Falcon. And then he wasn't good at poker, so he just had to start cheating, and then he won a bunch of stuff by playing the game. That's what I think happened. That's my thoughts. It's my theories.
Well, yeah. Either way, the we don't know that yet because we just rocked up into town, and he's like, that's some weird stuff. But it's also stressed in the movie that this guy, he's pretty smart. Clint Eastwood, he's pretty smart. He's seeing all these, and he's figuring out.
I want to know what his background is. Where's he come from? Because I think the Civil War's going on at this point in the in terms of, because that comes into the other movies, I think. So I think this is around the Civil War time.
And I mean, even this film kind of has that in it because we have the trading between the U.S. Army and
the Mexican army,
yeah, the Mexican government, I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And of course that goes awry when we see it, but we haven't got that yet because he needs to try and Clint Eastwood. He's looking around. He's looking at things. He's like, hey, what's this building? And 3 cowboys come out, 3 banditos, and they fucking light up his horse.
Yep.
They're like, haha, we don't like your kind around here, or your fucking horse. Get shit on, idiot. And so they just start shooting his horse.
His horse runs away. He has to hold him to like a sign of the cantina, and the cantina owner's like, hello. And Clint Eastwood's like, hello, and then slowly gets down off the sign.
And you know what, Sandra? Do you know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? These 3 guys are fucking dead. You ain't gonna forget that thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
In this case, I was right.
You're right. He does kill them. He pre-orders their coffins and then he kills them shortly afterwards.
Yeah. But that's a little later because he talks with this this rather kind tavern keeper.
He's a bit older as well, kind of like a bit of a mentor. I would even say he's the Vesemir of the Geralt's Witcher situation. That was from my partner, actually. I didn't come up with that myself.
Yeah. He's Vesemir in the 3rd Witcher. I think.
Yeah.
Because Vesemir in like the first couple, he's more action.
That's true.
In the at least in the games. I don't know how I haven't read the books.
Well,
but
the books take place before the games, so.
Yeah. Well, in the games, like Vesemir is, at least in the 3rd one, he is getting on. He's old. He's like, you know, he kind of has to let Geralt help. Whereas in, like, the earlier ones, Vesemir is still kicking ass a bit, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he's got that old retired, you know, like, he's an old guy in a town where people die young, you know?
Die young, and all the women are widows.
Yeah, he does point that out.
Yeah.
He just tells Clint Eastwood, this town's fucking shithouse.
Because the town is run by 2 bosses, 2 crime families. You have the Baxters, which is the guys that shot at his horse work for the Baxters. The Baxters are Were they weapons? I think they sold weapons.
Yeah, they do a bit of weapon trading, and they got. I think they've got the law on their side because the sheriff works for them as well.
The sheriff is the main Baxter guy, yeah, and he was really I really liked him in this movie. I thought he was a great actor. He did a good job.
Yeah, so it's funny because they're kind of like a lawless town, you know, but the sheriff, he's there and he's doing the law, but the law kind of is part of the crime family, so it's like, well, yeah, but they're also filthy rich, and that's important.
That's true.
Because Clint Eastwood is going to get paid by them and the other crime family.
Ah, the Rojos.
Yes, the Rojos.
And they are the because the Baxters are rich.
Yeah.
And then these guys, they drink and they aren't as rich.
Yeah. But they're definitely more like violent. They're classic criminals, you know. They don't mind shooting a few people.
That's right.
And they've got the there's a thing here, and I'm trying not to be racist, you know. But one group is Mexican, and one people are the white people. You know what I mean?
That's true, and yeah, that is true. Well, I mean, it's it really is all about capitalism at the end of the day.
But, like, the gang, it makes sense that the two gangs are kind of, like, divided in this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got because the Rojos trade in alcohol. So they're like we're doing alcohol and stuff. And then the more fancy people are, well, we do weapons because maybe we're better people, but also worse people as well because we sell the weapons for the wars and kill people.
Well, it's drugs and alcohol, I think, right?
Yeah, it is.
They're also smoking a lot, you know. Well, everyone's smoking, really.
That's true. It's the 60s.
But it's interesting, that sort of divide as well, because they're also, like, during this movie, we have the whole, like, U.S. Army, quotation marks, trading with the Mexican army, right? And so it's like
gold for weapons, yeah.
In the real life, there's that divide, and then in the crime families, there's that divide. So there's an interesting, underlying tone there or something. I don't know.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. So Clint Eastwood's like, all right, well, fuck all these guys. I'm gonna make money, and so he kills the people who shot his horse. That was pretty funny.
This is one of the bits where I was confused about the audio, because he goes up to the Rojos, right? And then he talks in a very monotone voice. He's like, all right, Mr. Rojos, this is how much I work for. I'm very expensive. All right, watch me go to work. And then he walks away. And I was like, what? Was he talking to someone? I didn't see the other person. And then you see the other person come up onto the balcony. I'm like, no one would have heard him, right?
I did think this as well during this moment, yeah.
It was a really weird scene. But now that I realize, like, oh, it's all overdubbed, that's probably why it was really weird.
Yeah, he's like, this is my job interview. Come watch me kill a bunch of people.
Yes, and so he goes over to the Rojos, says, I'm going to kill a bunch of people, and then goes over to Baxter's and clocks the 3 individuals that shot at his horse. He's like, hey,
yeah,
I understand that it was a joke, but my horse...
I love this fucking monologue he does.
My horse doesn't understand at all. My horse is actually quite offended that you shot at this. And they're like, what? The fuck are you talking about? And he's like, well, this could all be solved if you just apologize to my horse. Yeah.
I want to know, like, because there's some great quotes in this movie, like really, and that whole moment is one of them as well with the horse. And like, I just want to know, like, the writing process of this, because it was written probably in Italian. It came out in Italy first, and then it came out in English in America. So like, I don't know, but like, what, like, it's so good. It's so funny. It's great. It's kind of like a joke of Westerns while also being a Western, especially that part where he's like, well, my horse is like, That's a bit rude, actually. I'm fine with it. I don't care. My horse was like, that's a bit fucked. Why would you do that?
As long as you apologize to my horse, we're cool. And of course, they're like, what? We're not going to apologize to your horse, And then he shoots him.
Yeah, he shoots all of them. He shoots one extra as well, and so he's like, oops, sorry, Coffin Man.
Yeah, it was great, because we see when he's in the tavern, there's like some banging next door. And the tavern keeper just before was like, nobody works in this town. They either kill people or do crime. Nobody does any work anymore. And then they hear some banging next door, and Clint Eastwood's like, well, clearly someone's doing some work, And then the tavern keeper opens the window, and it opens up to the guy making coffins. And I was like, that's a funny gag, right? The only person who actually does work in this town is the coffin maker, because everyone's too busy killing each other, right?
I love the coffin maker. He's great. He's so funny. There's this one moment he gets later on in the movie where he hands Clint Eastwood a stick of dynamite, and his performance is so good.
Yeah! He's not your classic old gold inspector sort of guy, except instead of gold, well, I guess the gold in this town is, well, it's building coffins, because that's a busy trade in these parts. And so, yeah, as Clint Eastwood passes him by to go shoot the dudes, he's like, hey, get 3 coffins ready. Bang, 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 bang. And he's like, whoop, sorry, I meant 4 coffins, my bad.
I meant 4 coffins.
That was funny.
It's good.
That was very funny. That was very good.
And I loved the old coffin man, and I loved Vesemir, who owns the cantina. Like, those 2 characters just bring a lot of, like, they just, like, ground the movie, because Clint Eastwood isn't a character, like, really.
Yeah.
He's just a guy. He doesn't have a name. He's walking around being like, I'm going to make money.
I still think he's a character in that aspect, but he's a very specific...
He's a character, but, like, he doesn't... He's silent for most of it. So you need those other characters to really, like...
Yeah. His whole thing is being the silent, there's an aspect of, like, you can project your ideals onto him, but also, like, he's the literal, like, strong, silent type,
Yeah, definitely.
And so you need others to sort of carry the conversation so he can just add his one-liners in,
So he's been hired by the Rojos now. He meets a bunch of them. He meets one of the brothers, and hears rumors of the other brother, Ramon.
Oh, my.
He's the most dangerous man in town. Where is he? Who is he? Very interesting.
He's just their leader. He's just
He's
just a really, really dangerous... He's a guy with a gun, and he's really good at it, much like Clint Eastwood is good with it, except he prefers a rifle.
Yes.
Over the pistol.
Oh, that's good. I wonder if we're going to get a standoff later in this movie.
What, like at the end of the film where it's really dramatic and they have a face-off where they use their respective guns and see who is better?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Ooh. Hell yeah. But before then, the Rojos are up to something a little bit evil. They're wanting to get their hands on some gold.
Yes. Because the Mexican army rocks up, and it's a bit of drama in the town, it's rattling up the town. It's like, oh, what are these guys doing here? And Clint Eastwood goes to investigate. And I like his, like, investigation check, because first he goes up and he, like, examines one of the guards' horse. And he, like, looks into the horse's eyes like, that's weird. And then he sort of moves on. And so the guard, like, turns around and is like, and then he goes and checks out the horse. And I'm like, that's very funny. That's a good little bamboozle there.
It's a good distraction, yeah.
But unfortunately, there was a second guard behind the curtain as he tries to see what was, like, in the carriage. And he's like, I was just taking a look around. And he's like, yeah, move on, buddy.
Just having a little... Well, yeah, because Vesemir is like, it's easy to tell what they're carrying. If you get close and they pull a gun on you, it's probably gold. I was like, yeah, that's good. So, Yeah, the Rojos like kill a bunch of American soldiers to put on their uniforms, meet the Mexican army, and then kill them all and take the gold. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, have we mentioned that Clint Eastwood has been paid like $100 by the Rojos as well at this point? Because the Rojos are like, there's this very dangerous American man coming through, and he seems rather intelligent. Let's make sure he's on our side, right?
Yeah.
So they give him $100. So start the counter at $100.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I wonder if he will end up with a fistful of dollars at the end of the movie.
Well, you see, Clint Eastwood witnesses the Rojos, like, murder all the Mexican army and steal their gold.
Steal the gold. And he's like, I want that gold.
Yeah. So he steals 2 of the dead bodies.
I loved this. 2 of the Mexican army dead bodies, yeah. And puts them in a cemetery. And I loved the line from the barkeeper guy where he's like, oh man, I don't like that you took these bodies that were already dead, carrying them around. That's kind of fucked. You're using them in your plan. That's bad. And you put them against the tombstone of the only guy in the town who died of pneumonia. It's the only guy who died who wasn't killed by a gun. What are you doing? Disrespectful. Very funny.
Clint Eastwood, not very respectful of the dead. I will say this, we're not sure about his morals, but I can say one thing. He needs to learn to respect the dead ever so slightly better.
That's so good. So yeah, he sets that up, and I don't know about you, but I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what is going on?
It's a very strange setup where he's like grabbing some bodies, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Because then he goes to the Baxters.
Yeah.
And you're like, hang on. Didn't you go and shoot 3 of their men?
Yeah.
But he goes up to, like, the woman.
Yeah, Mrs. Baxter, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I hear there's these, like, 2 guys, He explains, like, the battle, and these 2 guys in here, right?
Yeah. And that they took the gold or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the Rojos, Ramon was the guy who led the attack on the army. And so he comes back and he's like, well, I got the gold. I'm retiring. Let's make peace with the Baxters. They can run the town. I don't really care.
Yep. But, of course, Clint Eastwood has another idea. So, yeah, he goes to the Baxters, tells them what happened.
Yeah. For $500.
Yeah, the lady's like, here's a reward for your betraying of them. Here's $500. So he's got like $600 now.
He's got $600 now. I'm gonna keep track. I'm gonna keep track. Yeah.
Also, the sheriff guy comes in just as she gives him like $500, and he's like, "The fuck." Which is very funny. He, like, doesn't say anything. He just looks at them.
So funny.
And it's really funny because he's like, yeah, that's the guy that just shot 3 of our men. You're just giving money to. That was very funny. And then Clint Eastwood comes back to the Rojos, and he's like, hey, guys, I hear there's 2 alive people hiding out in the graveyard, right?
Yeah, and so they're like, oh, shit, we gotta go kill them or else they'll know what's going on.
Thank you so much, Clint Eastwood. You are so loyal to us. You know what?
So loyal. In fact...
Here's some money.
How much?
I'm not sure. Is it $500 again?
It is $500 again, yeah. So now he's got $1,100. Now he's got $1,100 he's carrying around.
Which for back then is an insane amount of money.
It is a lot.
Even now,
that could make 3 of these movies, probably.
Yeah,
this movie cost about $200,000. So I reckon, if we do the maths, yeah, pretty high.
When is this based, If it's based in the 1800s, whew, they could make a trilogy out of this.
It's true. I don't know what year it's set in. Probably, definitely like the 1800s. The 1860s? Maybe? Yeah, it seems like, from what I see here, $1,000 from, let's say, 1870 would be about 30?
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
In 2024, a truck crashed into Kanawha Animal Rescue, where I work. 146 of our dogs needed homes fast. We asked for help on Facebook. Our story spread through WhatsApp messages and Instagram reposts. Immediately, people stepped up.
I'm here to foster.
And just 6 hours later, every dog was fostered. I'll never forget how our community showed up for us.
Learn how over 3.5 billion people connect to what matters with Meta at meta.com/community.
$1,000?
Yeah. Like $275,000 ish. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know,
That's pretty. I mean, it's not enough to buy a house
no,
in Australia. It's not enough to pay rent for a year, but that's fine.
but still a lot of money for a guy who literally hasn't really done anything except
True.
go back and forth and talk with some people, right?
That's true, man. I gotta start doing that. Who am I gonna do it to? Okay, so he's got a bunch of money. The two families, the two crime, the two bosses, the two armies. I don't fucking know. They both show up at the cemetery. The Rojos think that the Baxters are the soldiers, so they start to fire at them, and then are eventually like, lol, whoops. Kill a bunch of people. They kidnap one of the Baxters. I think it's the son. He doesn't really get a character, but he's there.
Yeah, the Baxters get less of a character arc because because Clint Eastwood doesn't work for them, quotation marks.
Yeah. I feel like the Mrs. Baxter gets a bit, but that's about it.
Yeah. She has the only arc where she's like kind of like the rich lady. She's rather smart, you know?
She seems to be like, I know what you're doing and I'm here for it. Hell yeah. I hate my husband. Let's get this family dead.
Yeah, I don't think she quite knew that part or would have helped him if she'd known, you know?
That's true. Probably
I think
not.
she's
Probably
definitely
not.
like, I'm an independent woman and I hate my husband. Like, I think she wears the pants in the family sort of thing.
It seems like it, yeah.
But yeah, no. Especially at the end, I don't think she was on Clint Eastwood's side.
Yeah, probably not. So the Rojos have one of the Baxters. Meanwhile, Clint Eastwood's like sneaking around the Rojos, like, I don't even know, just their base. They have this room full of barrels, which will be important later. He's poking around there and he finds... Now, I was a bit confused here. Does he find the gold or does he just find coins? Like, because I don't know if he takes it or not. I don't think he does.
No, I think he just finds where they're hiding the gold. That's what I thought, right?
Yeah, okay.
And he doesn't take it with him because, you know, he can't because it's too heavy or whatever, and he has to be quick, right? But he just finds where it is because later on, what happens to that building? Well, it
blows up.
So it's like, if I can't steal it from you, I'm just gonna fucking blow it up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So he finds the gold, but while he's doing that, oh my god, the woman from the start of the movie busts in. He accidentally punches her in the face. Now she's knocked out. Now he's like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
So he kidnaps her.
Yes, and gives her to the Baxters.
Which is very funny, because, yeah, then the Baxters trade her for the kid.
Yeah, their kid. And while they're trading, we see that kid from the start of the movie run up to her saying, it's my mom, it's my mom. And we're like, oh my god, that's when everything's revealed. That's when everything's revealed to us and to Clint Eastwood that the kid and that guy is her family, and she was stolen in a fixed game of poker.
Yeah, and it's like, ooh, now the Rojos, they're really painting themselves as the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
Like the Baxters,
they're not going to do anything worse than this throughout the whole movie. Nothing worse than this. This is so bad.
No, but I'm like, they're definitely put in the prime villain position, right? Like, you don't like the Rojos at this point because they are doing bad things at this point in the film, right? Like,
That's true.
The Baxters, you're told, are bad, right?
Well, they sell weapons, so they definitely are.
Yeah, no. Hear me out, right?
Yeah.
And we see them, like, shooting a bit, but we don't see them do anything else, right?
That's true, yeah.
All we see is them, like, paying money and doing deals. So they seem less bad than the Rojos, right?
But here's the thing. And maybe this is what you were about to say.
Yeah.
But just like in the real world, maybe they are more evil. We just don't know it. It's just not right in front of our noses.
Yeah. And I think that's the only part I think this movie could have improved on,
Yeah.
Is if it had a little bit more time with the Baxters to show them also being evil.
Yeah.
Because I think them in the ending scene, I feel very kind of bad for them,
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I agree with you. I think it would have been good to see, like, just maybe one scene where you got, like, the big bad Baxter guy maybe be, like, I don't know, do something really fucked up. I don't know what it would be, but, like, maybe he pays money to kill someone or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's what they're doing behind the scenes.
I think if they extorted someone, and, like, someone came begging at their door being like, I need money, and they're like, we already gave you money and you failed us. Seems like you're worth more to us dead than you are alive. And then bang. We do have the scene where, like, the three dudes shoot at Clint.
Yeah, the horse part.
But they already have died.
Yes.
By the time the end of the movie comes around, so you've sort of forgotten that they were ever bad, you know what I mean?
This is true, yeah.
Yeah, so they just needed something a little extra, I think.
I agree. Okay, what does he do? So the Rojos are all getting drunk. He pretends to get drunk. That was very funny. Where he's like pretending to be drunk, so they carry him to like a bed, and then when they leave, he's like, "Thought I was drunk, but actually, I was acting to get inside of your compound. I was acting, and now I'm gonna go free the woman. Gonna go let her out." Let her go to the family. Give her money. Tell them to run away.
Yeah.
And kill a bunch of guys, too. That was really cool. I liked when he did that.
Doesn't he give them, like, all the money?
I think he gives... Maybe.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if he gives them all the money or, like, but he gives, like, a majority of the money to these people, which is, like, if some random stranger gave you $300,000. Like, saved you from a kidnapper, right? Like, you got captured.
Yes. Yeah.
Chucked into the boot of some car, taken to a house, tied up, right? And then someone came in, saved you, gave you $300,000, and was like, here's the directions to your house. See you later. Good luck.
That's true, yeah.
And they're like, how can we repay you? And he's like, you could fuck off.
Get out of here. I'm trying to see, it doesn't say how much specifically he gives them, but I would assume, Zach, that it would probabably be A Fistful of Dollars.
Whoa!
Is how much he gave them.
He
That's
said
what the title of the movie.
He said the title of the movie.
Oh my
He hinted
God.
at it before that it might happen, and now we got a fistful of dollars in this movie.
Whoa. I feel like it makes him too good of a guy if he gave them all of his... I feel like he's pocketing a little bit still.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think by the end he's definitely pocketing. But I'm just saying, I don't think it ruins his character if he gives all the money.
Maybe not all of it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Here's the problem, right? Because then he immediately gets captured and beaten the shit out of, right?
Yeah, the Ro's like, what the fuck? They beat him up.
And they're definitely not letting him keep any cash on him, right?
That's true. They would have taken it all, and the only place he would have hid it was with the guy who runs the bar, and he's also getting beaten up, so...
Yeah, so unless he hid it, which he probably could have,
Might have.
Probably could have dug a hole and chucked it in or something, but, like, I'm figuring that he's getting rid of the money because he knows he's about to be in deep shit,
Definitely, yeah.
And so he gives all the money to these guys, and then, like, he knows he could always get more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't really care about money.
That's true. So what happens after that? So yeah, he's been beaten up. He escaped. Also that as well, like the gun action in this movie, very violent for the time. Clint Eastwood getting beaten up though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so fucked for the time. What the hell?
It fucked up for the time. It's fucked up for now, bro.
Yeah. There were some parts where like, I think it's Chico, he like rubs the boot of his shoe into like Clint Eastwood's hand, and that was fucked.
He like stomps on it, yeah.
Oh my god, so brutal.
And he looks fucked up as well. He looks like they have fucked him up. And also, he's been drinking this whole night, apparently, as well.
Maybe.
Was he faking it? I couldn't tell.
I think he was having some drinks, but I think he was faking a lot of it. I might be wrong, though.
He was definitely faking him being drunk, you know? But I was like... yeah, I in my head, I was like, he just drank a shit ton and then just sobered up real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So he escapes in such a funny way. The guards come back to, like, check on him, and he pushes a giant barrel into them, and they die, which was very funny.
that scene was, like, out of a fucking B horror movie, right? That's your bordello of blood, like, level of death.
Well, because I think, like, all of the action moments with Clint Eastwood are so over the top that they're just very funny. Specifically in this part of the movie.
But, like, this was particularly because they'd have the whole, like, final destination, like, cut to the object falling, and then cut to the character going, ah! Oh my god.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that. Yeah, he lights it on fire, so now their whole fucking estate's on fire.
And the Rojos are fucking pissed. The Rojos he has literally lit the Hornet's Nest on fire.
Yeah.
And not only that, the Hornet's Nest, which was full of gold, is on fire. At least in my mind, that's why he's done all this, is because he knows the gold is in there. And so he lights the whole thing on fire to fucking melt the gold, right?
They don't get the gold, that's right. Yeah, for sure.
And so the Rojos are fucking pissed. So they literally go on a murder rampage of the town.
Holy shit. They kill all of the Baxters by just blowing up their house, and then they try and escape through the front door, or the hole they've blown through the front of the house.
Yeah.
And then they just shoot all of them. And this scene goes on for a very long time, and it's so fucked up. Again.
Because they're hunting for Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood hides in a coffin at the coffin maker's place.
Yeah.
And so the coffin maker, like, moves him in a coffin so that he can, like, watch what's happening.
This part was a little silly. I was like, why is he watching? Come on, get out of here. Get a head start.
Well, he just wanted to make sure that the Baxters were dead, I think, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe.
I think the whole point is, like, he is getting both of these crime families killed, so he's like, taking count of who dies.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And he's like, okay, all of the Baxters are dead. Now all I have to do is kill the Rojos, and then I can get out.
And yeah, with the Baxters being killed, it's like just scene after scene of just random people getting shot until you then get to, like, the main guy and the kid, and then they are shot, and then the Mrs. Baxter comes out and it's like, oh my god, you guys are fucking murderers! What the hell? They were surrendering. They had no weapons on them, and then they shoot her. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's very dark because she's like, you all fucking burn in hell, you know? Yeah. I was like, damn.
It doesn't at all feel like your regular Western from this time period. Like a lot of this movie doesn't, but this part as well. I'm like, this would have been shocking. This would have been a lot going into a Western in the 60s where it's all like, yeehaw, we're everything's good. We're the law and we're the cowboys. And then you get this. And you're like, oh, fuck. I'm depressed now. What the hell?
Yeah. Like, you go into a Western expecting to see the like, shining hero of morality. The objective good person fighting the objective bad people. And then you see a blurred grey mess where everyone's killing each other and everyone's awful. And the main hero of the story is the one that's getting everyone killed.
So it's kind of like, you know, if you love superhero stuff and, you know, you've seen all the Spider-Mans, seen all of the Supermans, and then you go and watch The Punisher.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, no.
Oh, no. What is this? I'm going to take the wrong lesson from this and become an alt-right dickhead.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Maybe don't do that part, actually. Don't do that part. Anyway, all the Baxters are dead. He's hiding in a the Coffin Man brings him to a mine, and then the movie just turns into Iron Man for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's like hiding out in the mine, so they can't find him while they're literally tearing up the town.
Yeah.
You know. But, of course, then they get hold of the old innkeeper guy, right? Because everyone knows that he's friendly with the innkeeper guy.
That's right.
Because the innkeeper guy's chill, and Clint Eastwood's like, fuck, I need to go save that guy.
Yeah.
So we literally get the I am Iron Man like scene where he's like forging away.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing something and you're like, what is he doing? Next scene, we're out on the town.
Yeah.
It's daylight. He's waltzing into town like, hey, motherfuckers, let go of my friend or I'm gonna fuck you up.
And Ramon's like, you dum-dum, I'm gonna shoot you with my rifle.
Yep. And bang! He shoots him.
And then the credits roll. End of the movie.
Clint Eastwood's fucking dead. He
He
collapses
died.
on the ground.
Oh, so silly. He just waltzed in there without a gun. What a dum-dum.
But Sandra, at the start of the movie,
Mm.
didn't you notice there was a suit of armor?
A little suit of armor around the Rojo's camp that Ramon likes to shoot at.
Yes. And Ramon points out that Rojo, he's a great shot. He always shoots for the heart. You can see
That's right.
he like shoots a heart shape out of the armor because he always shoots for the heart when he's fighting people, and he's a real good shot. 'Cause we cut back to where we are right now, Sandro. He stands back up. Clint Eastwood's alive.
What the hell?
And he starts talking more shit. He's like, you better stop it, you naughty boys.
That's how he sounds. Hey, I'm an Italian cowboy.
It's me, Clint Eastwood.
We'll just get the original Mario voice actor to dub this movie over. That'd be fucking sick, actually. I'd love that.
That would be very funny.
That'd be very cool. There was, I think it's the scene where they're making fun of the horse. The random Baxter goons did talk with an Italian accent, but they were trying to be like South American. That was very fun. I found that hilarious. Knowing that it's an Italian movie, I was like, come on, guys.
I'm just imagining you have that whole scene where, like, the Baxters are getting murdered. They're getting slaughtered like rats at a thing, you know. There's these, they're all dead, and there's this thing, and you cut back to Clint Eastwood, and he goes, Mamma Mia. You know, like...
Yeah, no, exactly.
That would be great.
Someone make that edit, please. It might already exist. I just want this whole movie edited with Mario noise, but not Chris Pratt.
Can't be worse than some of the dubbing in this film, am I right?
To be honest, though, out of a lot of the giallos, like Italian horrors we've seen, this is better. The dubbing in this is way better.
Well, that's why I didn't really notice. I didn't even take note of it. It didn't register to me. And then I read all the reviews with like, this movie sucks. The audio dubbing was fucking terrible. I was like, oh, right, yeah, it did have a bit of that, I guess, you know?
Just a little bit, yeah.
But yeah, so he shows up. They shoot at him. He doesn't die. They shoot at him some more. He doesn't die. They shoot at him some more. He doesn't die. And then he eventually, he shoots down his friend or something. And then he, like, tosses back his poncho and he reveals that he had armor underneath.
Oh my god.
Well, I think it's once, the guy with the gun, what's his name?
Ramon.
Once Ramon's out of bullets, he, like, reveals that he had armor underneath, takes it off. The others go to shoot him, and he mows them down.
He shoots the gun out of Ramon's hand, and then he shoots the 4 people behind him.
Yeah. It's like, bang, 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 bang. It's like, oh, shit.
And then he uses his last bullet to shoot down his friend, so now he's out of bullets as well. And he's like, you said earlier that you don't bring a pistol to a rifle fight. Well, let's see what happens. Let's do a race. We're both out of bullets. I'm going to throw my gun on the ground. We both got to pick it up and reload it. Let's see who kills the other one the quickest. It's a standoff.
Yeah. And so there's like a pause for a moment, and then they like jump down, grab the guns, quickly reload, and then like Ramon's just a bit too slow.
Yeah.
As Clint Eastwood's got his gun like pointed at him, and then there's the close-up stare, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've seen this like scene where they like zoom in on their eyes, and it's just the kind of staring off. I've seen that somewhere. I don't know where, but like I've seen it.
It could be the good, the bad, and the ugly, Zach.
It's possible, yeah, but like I think I think I've seen this character's eyes before as they do the stare. I think it must have been a mashup of different stares.
Maybe. Well, the guy that plays Ramon is in at least the next one. The actor's in most of these movies as different characters. So
interesting.
It might have been that.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of like what Sergio Leone, he did a lot of that. His cinematography is long shots where you just see the whole town and it's slow, or it's very, very close.
Yeah.
Close-ups. It's kind of his whole thing, and I think it's great. I love it.
And I think that close-up on the eyes as well is very, like, samurai as well.
That's true, actually. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, comparing this and other samurai films, you're like, oh, right, that's definitely, like, a very heavy samurai. The sort of, like, cutting slash across scene where you just see the eyes and they stare. I think that sort of stare, I would imagine, is after they have that like slash, the anime slash where they strike at each other and one of them dies in one blow.
Absolutely, yeah, I see that definitely.
But this like stare, it takes like a minute, you know, as they're looking at each other, and Ramon's just fucking sweating as Clint's staring him in the eye. And then Ramon just moves slightly and bang.
Yep.
He's down. And then Ramon, for another minute, has his death throes as he stares off into the sun, staring around at the dead town and collapsing into the well, blood pouring out of his mouth.
That's right. I will say the death acting in this was a little silly, but I think it adds to it, though, at the same time. So,
yeah.
When it came time for his death, I was like, you know what? He's earned this. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a good death. I just thought it was very funny.
Oh, and there's one more Rojo left who earlier in the movie was like, we should just shoot this guy in the back. Cut to the end of the movie. He's got a fucking rifle aimed right at Clint Eastwood's back, and the bar guy is like, none of that, and he shoots him. So now they're all dead. The Baxters and the Rojos, they're all dead now. Oh my goodness, they've cleaned the town up. And Clint Eastwood's like, the army's probably going to want their gold back, so I got to get the fuck out of here.
Then the old guy's collecting the dead.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because he's walking off to the sunset, and then they have a kind of like 30 seconds of just see the old guy like starting to grab up all the dead. I'm like, he's back in business, baby.
That's right. He might be the most efficient graveyard keeper man I've ever seen, ever.
You know the phrase, in a gold rush, the man making the money is the guy selling the shovels.
Yeah.
Well, in this criminal backwater of killing, the person making the money is the guy collecting the bodies, you know?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's the movie. It's a good plot. Like, it has a lot, and that's what really got me, was that there's a lot going on in it. Like, I feel like most Westerns, not Butch Cassidy, but like, we watched True Grit. That is a long movie. I didn't mind it. I think it's good, but there is not much going on in that movie. Like, a lot of it is just riding around, riding on horses.
This had a complicated yet comprehensive plot, which I think was, well done, well executed, well written, and, there was a few little bits and bobs, but I think it was more a monetary constraint than a poor plot. And so I'm very excited to see the next couple of movies where, as you say, the it only gets better because the money gets better,
Yeah, so this cost $200,000. The next one cost $600,000, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was like $1.3 million, I think. So the budget just keeps going up and up, and also the length of the movies gets a lot. The Good, and the Bad, and the Ugly is just short of 3 hours, so the length gets real long. And I think like this one was an hour and a half, but it honestly felt way longer because there's just so much going on. And I'm not saying that as a criticism.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think that it took its time, and I'm really surprised that it was very short because it moved very quickly, but it also felt like a very long movie. Like there was a lot happening.
Well, it has that thing which a lot of movies are scared to do nowadays, which is just some downtime, you know? Pauses between the action scenes, whereas a lot of movies nowadays have to go, all right, next scene, you know?
Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely, yeah.
If it's a downtime, we need it to be the most dramatic moment of the fucking film, because that's the only time you're allowed to have downtime. And we're back to action, you know?
Yep, that's right. But it's good. Are you looking forward to seeing the further adventures of this character that you made us do the trilogy?
Oh, very much so. Extremely so. I'm very excited, you know? I am curious about the second one, because I'm wondering if it's going to be as good as this one. Like, as you've mentioned, like, people say this is the worst one, right?
That's what I have heard, but it might not be the case.
I'm worried it's going to be, like, in the middle, but, like, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm worried, but I'm also excited, and I'm worried I might be overexcited for the second one, and I might think it's going to be better than it actually is. You know, we'll see how it goes.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know anything about the second one at all. I think a lot of people talk about 1 and 3, but 2 doesn't get much of a look in. So I don't know anything about it. So I'm excited to watch it. I think it'll be fun. But yeah. No, it's you know, and this isn't really a trilogy, but it's also interesting watching it as a trilogy. It has gone on, like, the character that Clint Eastwood plays, there are, like, comics and novels that take place after the trilogy, like, continuing on his adventures, which I find really, really interesting. And apparently they're not bad. So that's kind of cool. But no, I'm very excited to get further into this trilogy. And maybe he'll shoot more people. What do you think he's going to do in these next couple movies? What do you think his adventures are going to be?
I don't even know, because this movie already has subverted my expectations. So I don't know where it goes next. What's the name of the next movie?
A Few Dollars More. No, For a Few Dollars More.
For a Few Dollars More. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to involve him duping people into giving him more money again.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's going to be an aspect of the film. Other than that, I'm not sure. And also, he's going to shoot some people.
I think it's just going to be more violent. The same movie, but make it more violent. That's what I reckon. I don't think that's possible.
I think it's going to be... There's going to be a lot of similarities between this, because it's going to be the sequel. Whereas I think the third might take a bigger leap, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see what happens.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't predict the future, but it can help you feel confident about future hires. Because Hiring Pro combines real-time insights and candidate data from the LinkedIn network with the criteria you've set for your role to deliver you a list of top-fit candidates. Businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/Pandora.
All right. So Sandro, it's time for Raving Review Rumble, or Ranking Review Rumble, or whatever Ranking Review Rumble. That's what I called it.
Yahoo!
It's part of the show where I get some fucking reviews, and I get them...
Oh, I didn't know the reviews were fucking. Wow, okay. Like together, or...?
Because this isn't your regular review rumble. This is a Wild West rumble. I was gonna say like a Mexican review rest rumble, but that sounds weirdly racist. You know, like
that's not weird.
Like a Mexican standoff, you know, but it's like a rumble, but it...
Yeah, we just say standoff now.
Yeah, it doesn't really... well, that really doesn't work. Yeah, it's part of the show where I get some reviews from different review sites, and you have to guess where they're from. I've got 5 reviews for you today.
Okay.
One from me, who is not a review site, but I've snuck my review in to try and trip you up.
Oh, it's not a review site. I just went to me.com and I was like, you own this site? It's iCloud. For some reason, it goes to iCloud. I don't know why that's weird. You go me.com, it goes to iCloud.
Metacritic, Letterboxd, Rotten Tomatoes, and Common Sense.
Oh no, not Common Sense.
Common Sense Media.
Oh, and just like last week, instead of blind rank, well, we still will blind rank, but you'll be like yes or no.
Yeah, we'll do the same as last week, where you'll guess a site for review, and if you're wrong, I will tell you. And we keep going.
If you're wrong, you'll shoot me.
Yes. And I have 6 bullets. I have 6 chambers, you know?
Oh, wow, that's a lot of chambers.
And you have a random chance to trigger the bullet. It's like Russian roulette, you know? If you get it wrong, I get to shoot you. And if you trigger the Russian roulette... All right, I know which bullet's in the barrel now. I have a bullet ready. So if you get this wrong enough, I will shoot you.
Wow. Okay, this is actually turning a real thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can make it to the next episode. Wrong movie. And I'll allow it. Hell yeah. Okay, let's do it. Oh, and also I'll guess the rating as well.
Yeah, it gets the rating. All right.
Yeah.
So, this is from The Wrinkly.
The Wrinkly. I think I know what you're going to do here. Yep.
It says, this film was the very first Western I ever saw, and I was surprised, but I kind of liked it. There is violence, but it's good for kids.
Oh, no. There was violence, but it's good for kids. How old was this person when they watched it? This is the first Western they ever saw? That's a wild one to watch for your first time. What the hell?
That's pretty wild. Wild West, even.
Wild West. It's got to be Common Sense Media because they said it's good for kids. So surely it's Common Sense Media. I'm going to say... It honestly could be 5 out of 5. I'm going to go 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Well, you were right. This is Common Sense Media. However, it is 2 out of 5.
What?
Yes. But because you were right, I'm going to click the barrel against myself.
No, don't do that. Oh, my God.
Oh, that one didn't have the bullet in it, Sandro. I get lucky this time. All right.
The hell is going on? Okay.
The next review is by the Stinkly, who says,
okay,
so bad it's obviously really good. And no, I can't explain that better than other people can't.
What the fuck? Can you say that? So bad that it's really good.
The first time I read that, I had to reread it 3 times because my brain couldn't comprehend what had just been said. All right, let me repeat this.
Yeah.
So bad, it's obviously really good. And no, I can't explain it better than other people can't.
I think they're trying to say... So... I don't know what they mean by saying it's bad. I don't know what that is, but I think they're trying to say that it's good and they can't describe why it's good because other people have done it better? Maybe?
That's not what they said.
Oh.
They said
no, you're right.
It's bad, but it's obviously really good. And no, he can't explain it better than other people can't.
That better be. That doesn't even... That's like worse for... that might be Metacritic because I don't think Rotten Tomatoes would stoop that low. I'm going to say Metacritic. It's really bad, but it's... Well, then... what the fuck? I'll just even it out to a 3.
All right. 3. Oh, you were close, actually. It was 3.5.
Okay, 3.5.
Unfortunately, you were wrong.
It's Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, yeah.
Well, you don't know. Chick. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to shoot you with this bullet.
No!
Click. Oh, we got another click. We got another click.
Just to say, we're acting and we don't condone doing Russian roulette on a podcast. In real life, though, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is a Wild Western episode. Yeah. We're using a Nerf gun, let it be known.
Yeah. A Nerf gun filled with...
poison!
Oh my gosh! Okay. Next review.
The next review is by The Good.
Ooh!
He says, like that movie Rango, but with Clint Eastwood instead of a gecko.
Fuck. I haven't watched Rango since it came out. I don't even know if it's good. I can't remember.
Fun fact, Clint Eastwood is in Rango, right?
Is he?
Yeah, because he's the, like, random... I don't think it's credited as, like, Clint Eastwood. Like, the animated, like...
Yeah.
Figure is clearly Clint Eastwood because Rango bumps into him and talks with him.
Yeah.
Like the wise Western thing. Yeah.
I don't remember that movie. Maybe I need to go back to it at some point.
I remember it very well. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, that means it's not your review because you're trying to throw me off. Letterboxd. I'll go Letterboxd and I'll go 4.
All right, Sandro, you were correct. This is Letterboxd. You did it.
Yes.
Yay.
Woo. Okay.
Oh, no, that means I have to point the gun at myself.
Don't do that. Oh,
no. Click. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
We're
good.
fine. It means there's
if
only...
you're pulling it every single round, I think that surely it's not going to...
Sandro, I can tell you, I rolled a D5 on Google, and one of the numbers has the bullets in it.
Okay, all right.
And I can tell you, there's only 2 bullets left. You know, there's only 2 rounds left.
Yeah.
So you might need to answer the next question very carefully, Sandro.
Okay, all right.
The stakes are getting pretty high.
Yeah.
Because we've had the wrinkly, we've had the stinkly, we've had the good, and now we have the baddie who says...
The baddie? Hey, yo.
Timeless classic. A groundbreaking movie full of swagger that builds what is a relatively simple story to a brilliant and cinematic end.
Oh, I don't think that's your review. And I feel like I only have Metacritic and you left. So I'm going to say Metacritic, and I'm going to say chuck a 5 out of 5 on that one.
Well, Sandro, do you remember where you picked a movie and you thought, this might be Rotten Tomatoes, and then you got it wrong and was like, that one must be Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes.
Well, I have some bad news for me, because you were right. This one's Metacritic.
I was right. It's Metacritic.
And no, it means I'm going to have to shoot myself with the gun. Hey, Sandro, make sure you read the last review with click. Oh.
I better get this last one right then.
Oh, it looks like you kind of know where the bullet's now, because I've got one left in the chamber. All right, so we've had the wrinkly, the stinky, the good, the baddie. Do you know what the next one is, Sandro?
Doc Brown.
No, it's Sandro. And Sandro says... Sandro said, no dogs, suck it, Sandro. It's not a stretch. Woo!
Reference to the style of the episode where we talked about, I did make fun of you once you realized that there was maybe a dog. Oh yeah, the dog is in the Kurosawa film.
Yeah.
So the dog carrying a severed hand is from the Japanese version of this movie, which must have confused Google AI,
which is very
easy to do.
Oh dear.
So great. That's clearly your review, and I think you gave this a 4.5.
Ooh. No, I gave it a 4.
Okay, all right.
I gave it a 4. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the next movie's going to be 4.5, and the movie after is going to be 5 out of 5.
You've set yourself up for failure there, but we'll see what happens.
Anyway, bang, I'm dead, because I rolled a 5 on the D5.
Classic. What did you go to roll the D5?
I just Googled. You could type in roll a D blank, and it will roll it for you.
I'm going to ask, roll a D1. And it rolled a 3. Okay, well, that's great.
I'm confused.
I asked it to roll a D1. It rolled a 3. I think it rolled a D6, actually. I think it did it very incorrectly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the episode. Thanks for listening to the start of our new trilogy, the Western Trilogy, where me and Zach finally watch Westerns that maybe we like.
Yeah, maybe.
Because whenever we do a Western and we call it bad, old people get grumpy on our YouTube channel. So now we're saying they're good, actually.
Yes, we're watching good one. Well, maybe all the Westerns should have been good instead of some of them being bad and some of them being good. You dum-dums. You
That's
dummies.
true. Maybe that should be the case. Anyway, if you like the show, go follow us on, as I mentioned, YouTube. Drop a comment, drop reviews on the Spotify, Apples, and do all the things. Tell the friends. It's the number one way to help out the show is tell a friend, because we don't have time to promote this show on TikTok. So the best way for you to help us out, because we can't do that, is for you to tell a friend. Or promote it on TikTok for free. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That I would feel bad.
Do that, I would feel good. And if you do that, you would be the ugly. Because you feel bad, I feel good, and you would feel ugly.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
But
if you have some spare money lying around and you want to get these episodes 2 days early without any ads, go to patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod. What are you laughing at?
Sandro's staring at me like, why did you just call people promoting our show ugly?
That is what I was thinking.
I was like,
but
you were like, what the fuck, Zach?
We'll call maybe. Oh, I could connect the good, the bad, and the ugly to the movie Uglies that came out 2 years ago. That was very bad, very funny. I don't want to watch it again. I'm not doing that.
All right, my connection between this movie and that movie
No
is...
wait. We gotta say go to Patreon. You also get free ad-free episodes, and you can also get fucking Patreon bonus X-Men bonus battle. We did that. We did the bonus battle between the two TV shows.
I was just going to say ugly was going to be my connection, so you couldn't use ugly, right?
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we reviewed 2 X-Men TV shows. That was a very fun bonus battle. Go check that one out.
Ooh, yes, that was fun. And for an update, I haven't watched another episode of Legion yet. I was going to, but it was an extremely big... We haven't had much of a break between the recordings, so I haven't had much time to do so, unfortunately.
That's right.
But I definitely will at least watch one before the next episode. Surely.
Maybe.
Surely.
I also didn't watch any more either, because I was too busy playing video games.
I would never, Sandro.
What?
I would never play Mugenics and Balatro and The Witcher, the first one.
Yeah,
and,
you are doing that.
League of Legends and...
Wow. Wow, that's impressive.
Yep. Well, they have a fun mode in League now, instead of it being garbage. So, you know.
That's good.
They have a roguelike mode, essentially, right?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm just playing roguelikes.
I've just been playing Resident Evil, and I've been emulating the original Silent Hill because I wanted to play it. So that's pretty fun.
That's pretty good.
Roguelike.
All right, my connection is Clint Eastwood for the next movie.
Oh.
Yes. I'm knocking it out right now because it's, you know, I feel like it's appropriate, right?
Now, here's a question I have for you, Zach. We have used actors as connections before. We have used directors as connections before.
Correct.
What if it is an actor who is a director? Could you use the connection Clint Eastwood to get from one movie to another movie? But then if I'm like, well, these 2 movies are directed by Clint Eastwood,
Nope.
Can my connection be directed by Clint Eastwood?
Nope, you can't use Clint Eastwood. The connection is Clint Eastwood. Find another way.
Damn it.
You could do another way. I did not say Clint Eastwood parentheses actor.
Well, if there was another person called Clint Eastwood, that would be allowed, but because it's the same guy.
Yes, correct. Yeah. If there was like an extra in a movie that also happened to have the name Clint Eastwood.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I think I could allow it, you know.
Well, the connection of Clint Eastwood's going to get us to for a few dollars more on the next episode. And I still am very annoyed that your connection wasn't a stretch. I was really hoping that we would have 2 stretch connections in a row.
That would have been really funny if there was 2 stretch connections that were both connected to the same movie and it was both about a dog. And then there was and was not a dog, you know?
Well, because it would be like my connection was dog sidekick. the dog wasn't a dog, and then your connection was does not feature a dog, but then does feature a dog.
Yeah. It would have been very funny, but
it would have been great. But your connection was correct, and obviously Clint Eastwood's correct as well.
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next connection, though.
There's plenty. The Westerns there, they're all directed by the same guy.
I was about to say, have we done Western?
We haven't done Western. They're all directed by the same guy, so you could do him.
No, that's cringe.
You could also just do guns. I don't think we've done that before.
No, but I think my next connection is just going to be Western.
Wow, that's rude. Well, we'll see what Zach decides.
Because you see, that means after it's forcing you to not pick a Western, right?
Oh, that's smart.
Big brain. And there's definitely zero way you could possibly connect a Western to the good, the bad, and the ugly without the connection Western, right?
Film we've done before. We're watching Wild Wild West, Zach.
No!